What's happening, gang? Yeah, I started without you. Sorry. Slowly moving stuff around. I just got started, so no biggie there. But what I wanted to ask is, you guys ever done one of these? You know, you'll look in there and you're like, all right, I don't see what I'm looking for. And you'll do that 3 or 4 times, hoping that eventually what you're looking for is going to materialize. Well, you guys remember me mentioning that I couldn't find my hose clamps for fuel lines? They're actually in there. They're just hidden. Can you see them? Well, I didn't see them either the 5 times before that I looked in here. I didn't see them. Didn't know where they were. Let's just look under here. There they are, and that's where they were the whole time, where they were supposed to be. That little guy was just covering them up. Now they'll put that over here, as a matter of fact. So, all right. So now that that's solved, we're gonna get back to getting everything swapped around here. The first drawer is getting loaded, kind of a mix mash, and I'm put my key and toggle electrical connectors. Printer's working fine. As long as the batteries hold out, I can hold out, right? But you know, this will get a label that goes all the way across once, comes down all the way. No, it won't be that bad. I had somebody suggest, not this one, but I had somebody suggest, and this is a USA made, believe it or not, to use Evaporust on my one Starrett that was rusty. And it was a very good idea, so I just folded up a little aluminum foil bin and used the Evaporust and got all the rust off of her. So I've got my protractor head and my center finder there, and over here on the nice one I've just got my square. But got that taken care of. Those are done. I've also got a 6-inch Lufkin right here, which has a square and the center finder. Isn't that weird? I didn't know they made just a square. And then down there is another Starrett. I'm not sure, but this one looks like it might be a forged. Let's take a look. No, it's not saying forged on it anywhere. But they made these in cast and forged. But that's 12-inch. Anyway, we're working on the toolbox, getting everything swapped around. I do have somebody coming out today for me to reinforce a lift rod for a dozer blade, because they're a little overzealous in trying to get the job done quick, and they're bending the crap out of it. I told them, take it easy on it, then it won't bend. Yeah, I didn't want airing out the other. So but as I go through, I'll give you guys an update, and I may even go ahead and run a time lapse, and we'll throw a time lapse in there. I'm going to change my mind a bunch of times on what's going where. I know I am. I just know it. So what is nice is that while I'm trying to figure stuff out, I do have this handy shelf that'll hold 100 pounds, so I can, you know, set stuff here while I'm figuring what's going to go where, so on and so forth. So but in recent comments I was asked if I use vice grips. I do use vice grips. I've got vice grips sitting here. I believe in here in the back there's a pair of needle nose. Where are they at? Well, I have a pair of needle nose that I use quite often too, but yeah, I do. I use vice grips. But these channel locks that we see stacked up back in here, they've just they kept getting pushed back, because as you guys know, I picked up a set of Cobalt metrics and then the short stubby metrics, which went out to the garage. So I now have 3 complete sets of metrics here and 2 sets of metrics because I had another flex head similar to these flex heads sitting here, so I just swapped them out and put these here. These are all 6-point, and these are 12-point, except for this last one, which is a Craftsman. This set didn't come with a 1/4 inch or 7 millimeters, so I had a spare Craftsman that I just tossed in there. But so all the channel locks are going to be coming out, and that'll free up a little bit of room there. And this needs to get reorganized too, ish. By that I just mean this drawer is holding all of my 1/2 inch sockets and all of my metrics, and it's a bit of an overflow also. I mean, I've got a boatload of 1/4 inch ratchets and 3/8 ratchets and 1/2 inch ratchets, and this isn't even organized chaos. It's, to me, just chaos. So got to go through that drawer, redo it. Plus, you can see the liner, it keeps, every time I shut the drawer, it scoots. It's one of those liners that just fall apart, so I've got to reline that drawer with what I've got in the rest of these, which is a good sturdy liner, just like that there, and what I've got sitting on my shelf. So we've got that to do, but we're gonna get busy on this. Like I say, I'll set up a camera for time lapse, and we'll get to rocking and see how far we get. I would like to get this over in that corner today, so we'll see what happens. Alright, gang, well, as we can see, Craftsman's over there. It is empty. I am exhausted. You guys will see from the time lapse everything that I had done. Before I started, I mounted a outlet strip, and it's just on there with a couple of really strong magnets in case I want to move it around. Nitrile gloves, and a spotlight. Let's go ahead, and you can see there's no labels yet, but worry not. If you were paying real close attention to the time lapse, you could see I was printing labels as I went. So this is a bric-a-brac drawer. It's just got a bunch of miscellaneous in it, so that one's to be organized. But we'll get here. We've got all the impact sockets, SAE and metric, and we come here, got a bunch of stuff, specialty bits, O-ring, crush ring, compression tester, channel lock, and I threw the vacuum gauges in there too. Come down here, drifts and punches. That one was easy, and that was 2 drawers worth in the other toolbox. Up here we have cut, tape, and Velcro. There is a little bit more than that in there, but on the red box, this was a really common drawer for me to get into, the one on the far right. So, and here we've got all our chisels, Underneath all these little spanners are chisels, collet, and spanner and nut splitters. That's good enough. Chisels, stud remover, nut splitters, and you can see the little bit of one here for large machinery. Now here, specialty and pipe. So I combined two drawers into one here. It's got my oil filter wrenches just happened to fit in here, so I threw them in there too. But it's pretty much what it says there. Specialty tools like the flywheel tool, chain brake, my specialty screwdriver for Briggs carbs. But anyway, there we go. Come down here. Vice grips and pliers. Pretty self-explanatory there. That drawer really doesn't have a lot in it. And shelf down here. You guys didn't see me load this one because I just loaded it right before kicking the camera on. But we've got an assortment of 1/2-inch sockets, an assortment of 3/8, an assortment of 1/4 inch, assortment of 3/8, assortment of various hex bits and Torx bits, snap ring pliers, and seal pullers. Seal puller here, seal puller here. Distributor wrench, just a generic that I got from the pawn shop for like $1/4 for each piece. External retaining rings, and then my threaded insert puller. So that's in that drawer. Come on down. Got crow's feet and AC stuff. Just threw a 3/8 wrench in there to use with the crow's feet, because I took the crow's feet out of that, put them in here because I don't use them very often. This drawer I didn't label yet because there's only 4 things in there. It's got 2 pickle forks and 2 pry bars. They'll find another home, so that'll give me another free drawer. This drawer also, this is not stuff I use very often at all. It's a dwell and tack meter, a household AC tester, a trailer pigtail, and sensor tester. This has come in handy. It's a Sun Pro. So let's see, we've got auto, dwell, tack, sensor check. And I printed all the labels as I went so that all the labels are in there. This drawer's got quite a bit going on. I've got my hones, my valve lapping compound, when I'm running an engine to keep the oil from spraying on a small block Chevy, the little clips there, pipe expanders, and yeah, it's kind of an oddball thing to be in there, but flywheel pullers, piston ring compressors, and down in the bottom is a pair of piston ring compressors or expanders rather, to put over pistons, and a piston ring groove cleaner. I don't remember which drawer that was. That was that drawer. This drawer has only 3 things in it. It has leak down tester, carb sync, and bearing removal tool. I can probably find another place for those 3 things too. We'll come over here. We already went through the big drawer. Next, we've got all of the tire related stuff, wheel and tire, which is what that says, wheel and tire. Come down here, got all of our cuts and punch, cut and punch, easy peasy, and still room in there. Down here, kind of self-explanatory, one word covers it all. Down here, and we have, where'd it go? Where's the label? Did I not print? I didn't print a label. Air tools, air related, everything in there, and still plenty of room in that drawer, so it may get some other stuff too. And then the bottom drawer has my 2 power drills and my engraver. There's only 3 power tools in there. Just a really old mag light that has just lived in the shop for a long time. It was one of the first ones that I bought back in the early 1980s. And then all of my pullers and valve spring compressors and steering wheel pullers. But all the pullers, it's all steering wheel pullers, 3-jaw pullers, 2-jaw pullers, it's all in that drawer. So that's everything. We got everything in there. And we still have the top here that we can do a little bit of something with. There's not really much going on in there. This is just hanging out right because the actual light that is for is it that one? Yes, it's that one, which runs on 12 volt and on 120. But I've got another one here and rechargeable here. I'm light poor. So that rounds it out. We finally got Zippo's Green Giant loaded up. I am exhausted. There's still more that I want to put in this box. For example, all of my thread chasers and spark plug hole rethreaders and helicoils and whatnot. So a little bit more organizing is going to be getting done to Zippo's Green Giant, because I'm sure I can get all that stuff that I just mentioned in this drawer. All of my helicoils and thread chasers and thread restorers and all that stuff. So that's why I say these 4 things are probably going to go somewhere else. In fact, they can probably go in this drawer here. So why don't we just do that right now? We'll just go ahead and put all these in here. Let's see. There's that. Pickle fork. Tie rod end separators and ball joint separators. Okay, good enough? Good enough. Now we've got an empty drawer to put all the thread chasing and helicoil stuff in. So that's that. And also bolt remover and thread. Well, I'll show you here real quick before we close the video out, because I'm so tired. My brain's just not functioning the way I want it to. We've got screw extractors that are going to go in there. The metric and standard thread chasers, and there's 3 sets of those, and then another little extractor set there. So those are going to go in there, and then this whole area right here is a bunch of just helicoil sets. Let's see, just a bunch of them in there. So those will all go over there too. And then what's on here will go in this toolbox, and then that toolbox, after Mr. Legacy moves out of the way, will reside over there where that cabinet is. So you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Can't you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Hopefully this video isn't super long. I don't know how long the time lapse is going to be. Forget what I set it at. I think it was 1 minute equals 10 minutes, something to that effect. Or 1 minute, 10 minutes equals 10 seconds. I think that's how I did it. So shouldn't be too long, you guys watching me run all over the place like a madman to get all this stuff done. You understand why I'm tired. So that's it. We're going to close it out. I'm going to get in the house, get myself something to eat. It is 2:45. I've been out here actually since 9:30, 10 o'clock, 9:30, right around there. So been out here for quite a while. So that's it. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. If you guys are not subscribed, please do. we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get all this stuff put away and get taken care of so we can get started working on some stuff again. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.